heaven far sooner than many who lived comfortable lives. The vision shifted again. Padre Pio saw another soul, a woman who lived in poverty and exhaustion. She had worked tirelessly, raised children alone, prayed quietly in the dark when no one saw, and accepted her hardships with patience. She had never been praised on earth, never rewarded, never recognized. But in heaven, the moment she died, the angels rejoiced. The radiance that surrounded her made Padre Pio gasp. Her soul had been shaped by sacrifice so deeply that her entry into the afterlife looked like dawn, breaking across eternity. Christ approached her with gentleness, but also with a kind of reverent admiration. He showed her the fruits of her hardships. Every act of endurance had strengthened her soul. Every silent offering had become glory. Every wound had turned into compassion. Padre Pio realized that this woman, who lived unknown and forgotten by society, would shine brighter than many who had lived in abundance and accomplishment. The next scene unfolded quickly. A man who endured humiliation and rejection during his life stepped into eternity. His entire existence had felt like a series of closed doors, betrayals, disappointments. But heaven disclosed something hidden. Those heartbreaks had produced within him a tenderness for others that made his soul profoundly beautiful. He was welcomed with honor, not because he had succeeded in worldly terms, but because he had loved through suffering, forgiven through wounds, persevered through darkness. Then the vision shifted again, revealing the final and most difficult mystery. Padre Pio saw souls who had lived through unimaginable hardship, war, famine, abuse, abandonment. Some of these souls had almost lost faith. Some had cried out to God in confusion. Some had doubted him. Some had even been angry with him. But heaven showed Padre Pio a revelation that broke him open. God does not judge the wounded the same way he judges the comfortable. Where others see failure, God sees endurance. Where others see weakness, God sees survival. Where others see anger, God sees a heart still fighting to hold on. These souls, battered and scarred, were met not with accusation but with immense compassion. Christ approached them with the understanding of someone who had suffered himself. He saw every wound they carried. He knew what shaped them. Nothing was hidden. Nothing was misinterpreted. And then Padre Pio saw a detail that made his breath catch. Hardship reduces the soul's attachments to earth. When the moment of death comes, many of these souls rise quickly because they have nothing left to cling to but God. Comfort can make the soul sluggish. Abundance can make the soul forgetful. Privilege can blind a soul to its need for grace. But hardship frees the soul. Padre Pio watched as these wounded souls rose, level after level, like sparks drawn upward by a divine wind. Their suffering had burned away so much of what trapped others in long purification. Their humility made them light. Their wounds made them receptive to God's love. The vision began to fade, but heaven gave Padre Pio one final truth. On earth, hardship looks like injustice, but in eternity, hardship often becomes elevation. And the last image he saw was of God cradling a wounded soul with infinite tenderness, whispering a truth meant for all humanity. I was closest to you when you suffered the most. The room grew still again. Padre Pio remained motionless, overwhelmed by the revelation that suffering on earth, when surrendered, endured, or even simply survived, becomes glory in heaven. He understood that some of the greatest saints of eternity would be people the world never noticed, people the world pitied, people who lived their entire lives in silence, endurance, and hardship. The hidden ones, the forgotten ones, the wounded ones, the ones heaven crowns first.